Emergency terrorist attack on Moscow's Krakow City Hall concert venue. Let's try to look what happened here and who is really behind it. Are we getting closer to World War III? So as we all know what happened on Friday, there was a terrorist attack in Moscow. As of Saturday, we already know there was 4 armed men that came and killed over 140 people and many more injured. So 4 of them, they were already catched, but there was more people involved in this, so they, I think, arrested about 11 people. Here is one of the captured terrorists. They interrogate him. Why he did it, who ordered it.
Что делал в Крокусе?
Застрелить.
Что? Застрелил?
Да.
Кого?
Почему указания?
Людей.
Зачем?
Поставьте, пожалуйста, его.
За деньги. Да.
За сколько денег?
Где-то 500 000.
500 000 чего?
500 000 рублей.
От кого получал?
Еще не получал, половину получал.
Где получал?
По карту.
На карту переводил?
So basically, they ask him why did he shoot the people, and he says for money, 500,000 rubles. It's really not that much. I think it's about $5,000. Can you imagine you kill so many people for just $5,000? Crazy world. And he says that he was contacted by assistant of an Islamic cleric whom he follows on Telegram. So that's already the connection to ISIS. So basically there's 2 camps here now happening, that many people who are pro-West for Ukraine, they say that this was false flag of Russia to even punish Ukraine more. So we got people on X sharing that hundreds of Russians are now trapped burning in Krakow City Hall in Moscow after Putin's false flag. Will Russians fail for it again? 1999, 2002, 2023, over and over again. Oh no, here we go again. Chechnya all over again. The Chechens have committed massive attacks before. The Russian media report that terror attack in Moscow resulted in at least 40 dead. Now it's even more, over 140. I wouldn't be surprised that this terror attack was orchestrated by Putin to blame Ukrainians. This exact strategy was used in the past to justify invasion of Chechnya. So basically, like I'm saying now and reading these tweets on X, that really it was Russia and it was Putin and he made a false flag. He doesn't care about their people. He wants to make Russians more angry and let him do what he needs to do with Ukraine. And of course the West, the Americans and the West government says that it was ISIS connected, because ISIS even came out and said, yeah, it was us. But now let's look at the Russia side. Russia says that it was Ukraine connected, and if it's Ukraine connected, it means it's the West connected, like somebody used proxy for them. As we can see, Russian state propagandist Sagodnia, editor-in-chief of Moscow, says this is not an ISIS attack. They say that it was the West false flag. Ukraine and the West have resorted to false flag operations to pursue everyone that ISIS was behind the terror attack in Krakow City Hall concert venue near Moscow. It is immediately became obvious why USA media were claiming in unison that it was ISIS, she said. This is not ISIS, this is well-coordinated team of several other and also widely known abbreviations, she concluded. I think a day passed, Putin came out and talked about this because he waited maybe for some information more. Or, you just cannot come out and start telling what you don't know. This is his address to the nation about barbaric terror attack. And what he's basically saying is that the assailants, they tried to hide and were moving in direction of Ukraine. That means they had an open window to escape through Ukraine. Like he says, they had a crossing of the border prepared from the Ukrainian side. So they're pointing to Ukraine, that they were involved in this attack. Now, there was a former USA Army Special Officer, psychological warfare analyst Scott Bennett. Bennett claimed the move was likely not ISIS, but a Ukrainian CIA proxy meant to goad Russia into attacking NATO or the West, which will allow USA war hawks to pressure Republicans holdouts to support a massive counterattack. And not long ago, we had Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland recently warned that Russia would soon receive nasty surprises from the West. This is the nasty surprise she was talking about. What Bennett is saying, that this is likely a West provocation to Russia, that they start attacking the West. West is saying it was Russia false flag, and Russia saying it was the West false flag through Ukraine. They pointing their fingers at each other, but let's see at the West past what they did before. For example, before the terrorist attack, security alert was given from the embassy and consulate in Russia. Avoid large gatherings over the next 48 hours. They already know before that what's gonna happen. Okay, maybe that doesn't mean nothing, right? Then we have Biden administration warning of terror attack in Russia earlier this month. What did John Kirby know and how did he know?
I've also seen, hopefully you saw the State Department or embassy there, put out a notice to all Americans in Moscow to avoid any large gathering, concerts, obviously shopping malls, anything like that, just for their own safety. They should stay put where they are and stay plugged into the State Department for any additional updates and information. I'm afraid that's really all I have on that.
Now, do you remember this guy that said the same thing about Nord Stream before it happened?
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
This is not the first time the West says before what they know and what they're gonna do. This is my opinion. And alright, let's say it was ISIS. You remember Obama talked about ISIS? Like Alex Jones says that Obama created ISIS with the help of Israel. Israel also created Hamas. The West used the threat of Islamic terror to take our freedoms and invade the world.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. We're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes.
So, if it was ISIS, it was trained by who? Who control ISIS? It's a dirty game, I just gonna say. Look for more information yourself, don't believe everything you see. It's very sad that people are dying from these attacks. I'm talking about everything in Ukraine, in Palestine, all around the world, now in Moscow. I remember in the 90s, early 2000s, people were more peaceful and we got along with each other. What is happening now, it's just crazy, man. We're really getting closer to World War III. So for now, see you in the next one.